Welcome back to Another World Awaits. I am the Temporal Reader, and I will be continuing my read-through of Westwood Vibrato. This video will cover track 3, titled Imagine, which consists of episodes 5 through to 8. I will be discussing the references within this story, so I encourage you to read the webtoon before watching this video. This story is very much focused on Cornelia, and it introduces us to a couple of recurring characters. We meet Father Thomas as he visits Cornelia at a Cape Town school, and then later in the hospital we meet Alan, Cornelia's doctor. Alan makes mention of Cornelia's amputation, yet still no further details about her missing leg are revealed. The ney is a woodwind instrument that is used in Middle Eastern music. It has been played continually for 4,500 to 5,000 years, making it one of the oldest musical instruments still in use. Sharia is a religious law that forms part of the Islamic tradition and is derived from the Quran. Muslims believe that the Quran was orally revealed by God to the final prophet, Muhammad. It is the literal word of God, therefore Sharia is God's immutable divine law. Quran verse 538 states, "As to the thief, male or female, cut off his or her hands, a punishment by way of example from Allah for their crime, and Allah is exalted in power." It was mentioned right at the beginning of the first episode that Cornelia is from West Africa. Now it is revealed that when Cornelia was younger, she repaired weapons during the West African Civil War. Nowruz is the Iranian New Year, which begins on the spring equinox. In Iran, the traditional heralds of the festival of Nowruz are Amu Nowruz and Hachi Ferouz, who appear in the streets to celebrate the new year. Amu Nowruz brings children gifts, much like his counterpart Santa Claus. Hachi Ferouz dances through the streets while singing and playing the tambourine. The song Imagine by John Lennon is about the hope for world peace and unity, which is an appropriate message when Cornelia plays it for the villagers. As Father Thomas states, her music moved the minds of people regardless of their differences. When Alan asks why Cornelia decided to play that particular song, Father Thomas replies, "It was just one of her hallucinations and hearings. She said it was like a message sent from above." One of Cornelia's hallucinations occurs when she has a seizure, during which she sees Table Mountain collapsing on top of her. The seizure was caused by fragments lodged in Cornelia's lower temporal lobe. Details about the fragments and the accident that caused this to happen have yet to be revealed to us. A reference to this was first mentioned back in track 1, when Cornelia tells Swan she sometimes hears things because of an accident that had occurred when she was younger. Another example occurs when Cornelia is taking a walk through the village. As she contemplates what to do with the weapons she has been tasked with repairing, Cornelia observes all the locals around her going about their lives. She suddenly hears a tune, almost like a soundtrack of the village. It's as if Cornelia takes all the things that she sees, all the emotions she feels, and interprets them into music, a language that she understands the most. And like a message sent from above, she has a revelation about what to do with the weapons, turning the tools used for killing into things that will bring joy to the villagers. I regularly read manga and Western comics, mainly stories featuring superheroes and characters with fantastical abilities. Admittedly, Westwood Vibrato has a more realistic and reflective story compared to what I usually read, yet I couldn't help but feel like track 3 is laying down something comparable to a superhero origin story. For instance, take Spider-Man's origin. Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive spider, which granted him the proportionate strength and agility of a spider. Then, after suffering a personal tragedy, Peter decides to use his powers to fight crime as a costumed hero. Whereas Cornelia had an accident that gives her the ability to distinguish thousands of different sounds. It isn't quite a superpower that Cornelia uses to fight injustice and costumed villains, but she does use this ability to help others in her own way. That concludes my look at Westwood Vibrato, Track 3, Imagine. We got some insight into Cornelia's past, but are still left to wonder about the details regarding her amputated leg, the accident that left unspecified fragments lodged in her brain, and her previous life as a weapons repairer during the West African Civil War. Hopefully these mysteries are resolved throughout the rest of the story. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to take the time to enjoy what you read, and I'll see you next time.